What's up? Hey, it's Dominic D'Angelo. It's adfreeshows.com. I'm of SEScoops.com, OneTrueSportTV.com, and Robert is not here this week. I am flying solo yet again today, but we're here to talk some WWE Raw, a little bit of pro wrestling news and what's happening. So, how's everybody doing? Good to see some folks in the chat here, like Triple E says, wow, what a great Raw. CM Punk and Seth and Gunther and the New Day getting Dominic Mysterio heat. Yes, 100%. We are talking about that too. Johnny Disco says, good morning, R&I. New Day is stealing the heat from Dom. Can we get some sound scale to see who gets the louder boos for a segment? I know, right? Holy smokes. Dre Owens says, happy Tuesday. Looking forward to Saturday night's main event. It's WWE versus AEW this Saturday. Wow, I didn't even consider that. But yeah, it's a great point. I think the deck is stacked against AEW. Let's say that. Ron Ward says, almost, damn it, Dom. Yep, almost. I have a good reason why I am a little late here, but I'll say that in just a second after I finish reading this stuff. Apparently, it's Ugly X-Men Sweater Day at R&I. Yes, it is. Hello. I am a big X-Men fan. Gambit for life, baby. What I got here. This is one of my things I got on Etsy. Check this out. 266. It's the little corner thing in the, I know there's a name for those on comic books, but it's the debut of Gambit. So it's one of my cool collection things I have. Big fan of Gambit. So, but yes, I am late for a good reason. Lou here says, I like the idea of Killer Cross as this background puppet master influencing people to turn heel. And Paul Ellering with the old handful of cocaine to Howdy's face for the win. Yes, we're going to talk about that for sure. So yeah, reason I'm late, I bought tickets to go to New York City, March 10th. Monday, March 10th. No, not for a pro wrestling event, but for a play. David Mamet's Glenn Ross, and it's going to be featuring Bill Burr, Kieran Culkin of Succession, and little brother of Macaulay, but then also Bob Odenkirk. Very, very excited. One of my favorite plays ever. I almost got to do it in college, but it just fell through. I was going to be Shelley the Machine Levine, who Bob Odenkirk is playing, but it never happened. So I'm very excited to see this. New York City, man, I haven't been there probably in a couple of years, so it'll be cool to be back in the mix of that, to the Big Apple, and it's on Monday night too, so believe that or not, I will be missing Raw that evening. And then I also got this chair. That's why I swerved around. I found this chair on the side of the street like a homeless person, and I took it home. And so here it is. This is my new R&I chair. So here we go. We got some good stuff to talk about today when it comes to Raw, and let's hit it. Yeah, really, really good stuff this Monday night. WWE is finding their stride when it comes to building for this Saturday night's main event, which is, oh my gosh, just a stacked card. I mean, it's a blessing with all these different matches that we're having here. And a couple got, a big one got announced for it this week, or this Monday. It was a really great show. And we kicked it off with the Wyatt Six going up against the Final Testament. I figured this was going to be maybe a main event, because we don't get the Wyatt Six that often. And here we got them. And I thought this match was really fun, and I was, don't mean to toot my own horn, but I was they fulfilled what I was hoping was happening. And that was getting the Final Testament over on this and really building that faction up, so to make them feel like a credible force against the Wyatt Six. Karrion Kross was the one who got the pinfall on Uncle Howdy. Thanks to who was I saying that should be more of a factor in this faction was Paul Ellering. Sure enough, he became the factor, throwing like I believe who said that it was cocaine. Lou said it was cocaine to the face of Uncle Howdy, and got the 1-2-3 pinfall. So I think this sets them up for more to come. Obviously, when it comes to building this, it gives more opportunity for Karrion Kross and the Final Testament. Love what they did with Scarlett too, how she became a factor, but then got freaked out by Nikki Cross. So a fun way to open the show. Jeroy J says free chair herpes vaccine sold separately. Yes. Hopefully I do not contract anything by bringing this into my household. But yes, I did check for bed bugs. I will say that. Um, but Dre Owens adds with this Killer Cross influencing the villains. He's becoming the Doctor Doom of WWE. What a good role, too. Again, I like the look of Karrion Cross right now. He's got a good menacing look. Uh, there's more you can do with these guys. I really hope they embrace this identity. Make Paul Ellering speak a little bit more. Have him something to say about what the Wyatt Six did to him, and just kind of continue to cultivate this and build this further and further and further. And then what are we going to see from Wyatt Six now? Is there going to be more to come? Wish I'm kind of out on the, like I said, the mask and the wig. I think Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas should just get rid of it all outright. Don't wear it at all anymore. Just be Bo Dallas. Maybe wear some Bertolt Brecht eye black kind of stuff, where it's like you get the sunken eyes and stuff like that. Some Brechtian stuff. Google that if you don't know what it is. But I think that would be pretty cool. But yes, fun way to open the show, I think, and get the point across when it comes to what goes down with those two factions. But we also had a lot of cool other elements here coming into play. Don't know if I'll go in chronological order or not, but I'll pull it up here and see how I feel. We'll see. Oh, geez. Well, I didn't necessarily go in chronological order because we had an opening promo when it came to Finn Balor and Gunther. Listen, and that's, geez, I wrote the headline of the show as a babyface Gunther and just completely overwrote it. But I like this. They're setting this up for Saturday night's main event. But Gunther is kind of in this babyface role. Will he continue that way? I don't know, but he's not bad at it, right? He's pretty good at it. The crowd was behind him, so he is likable. Would you stick with that? Or would this just be kind of the one-off until Saturday night's main event, until you build to something else? Or I think since he's going up against Finn here, you're getting maybe a build towards a triple threat match here when it comes to Damian Priest being involved. And obviously he was involved in this situation later on. Or was it later on, or was it not in this part? Yeah, it was later on. No, it wasn't. So yeah, geez. And so you're getting that build to Finn and Priest with the 3 consecutive coup de grace. Yeah, I think it's a good way to be set up and build towards some stuff here. So good stuff. I like it. And should be a fun match with these guys. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, like I said, the 8-man tag was good. Looking up other stuff here. Okay, hey, we had the sit down with CM Punk. I like this a lot too. Jackie Redmond, they make the little hockey joke, which is fun. Kind of cool that they're doing the crossover stuff. I think that's always key to do. We saw that later on too with the PBR guy. I don't mean Pabst Blue Ribbon. I mean professional bull riding. Obviously, that's under the TKO and umbrella. So they wanted to highlight PBR there. They had that young rider there, 21 years old. I thought it's a good move to do. Really did. I subconsciously, I was like, man, I kind of want to watch bull riding right now after I saw that guy and him being promoted on there. So it's an effective way to get things across. I mean, you want to reach out those tentacles all out as much as you can if you're the marketing machine of WWE, and boom, put nobody really thinks about professional bull riding, but hey, they put that bug in your head to check it out and promote a young talent that's up and coming in the sport. Yeah, it's a sport, right? You call it a bit. You take some athleticism to hold on to a bull and ride it. So yeah, I would say. Oh, it's a triple threat. Okay, thank you. So it's a triple threat match. So yeah, I think it's a good way to kind of protect Damian, protect Gunther. Or maybe, heck, you can also do it in a route that Finn basically kind of costs Damian the match, and Damian gets pinned. And then you could kind of continue the ongoing battle between Finn and Damian, I think. Thing is, though, is that pretty well worn? I think you need a new Ripple when it comes to Finn Balor, then, if you're going to continue to do that. And you can see that he's really Gunther was kneeling him about, being Damian Priest's right-hand man. and that kind of thing. And then you see the tension kind of building up slowly between him and the Judgment Day as well. So, uh, yeah, it's a good, effective thing. I just don't know where they're going to go ultimately with it, and with Gunther and stuff like that. It created some neat elements that maybe and you've seen wrestling do this before, where it's like Gunther or a heel kind of teases a baby face and dip their toe in the water, but then they go back to being heel. So if they do that, I think that's a pretty good route still to keep with Gunther. Continue him being a heel. I don't think you want to turn him this quickly. Um, but back to the CM Punk. Uh, I liked it. He set up some circumstances with him and Seth Rollins and their history together. A 16-year-old Seth Rollins wanted CM Punk to train him for free. CM Punk used that, saying he was entitled at the time, and calling him second string, and saying the starter is back. Whew, man, that's some real daggers right there. You want to blur the lines and stuff like that, but CM Punk is undoubtedly a bigger star than Seth Rollins is, and so there's some truth to it, and that's the ways you can build some good heat going. So, I like it. Yeah, Punk going full Carnage, Roy J says. So yeah, I agree. Well, no, I don't agree with that. I think, I think it's good stuff. I just think it's good stuff that you can really sink your teeth into when it comes to Punk and Rollins, because it's just like, this is their road they're taking. This is the road they're taking to Mania. You can have a good feud here up until that point, and up until likely, I would imagine CM Punk might be in a title picture at some point here for WrestleMania. It's just it's been on the thing so long. You think about what it's been on his hit list for quite a while, ever since he left WWE and before he left WWE. So, yeah, you got to think that he's going to be in the mix come WrestleMania season. We had Dakota Kai versus Liv Morgan. Continued to build towards the feud with Io Sky and Liv Morgan. And I like this too. Like Dakota Kai a lot. I think she's a great baby face. I think I would label her as one of the favorites to win this Intercontinental Championship tournament. But yeah, good stuff with those folks. I enjoyed the Drew McIntyre vignette. Drew gave his reasoning why he came back, saying it was pointless for Sammy, Jay, and Jimmy to acquiesce and allow Roman to have CM Punk in the mix of all this stuff when it came to the War Games match, and that gave him enough motivation to take out everybody on there. And so I like it. Drew, like I said yesterday, I think Drew and Sammy can really build to what a great feud will be. It's a lot to live up to with Punk and Drew, their feud that they had, and you're not gonna, I don't think, hit that same kind of electricity when it comes to this. But yeah, I think that's really hard to do, anyways, because what they did was basically unprecedented. Punk and Drew. Punk was out injured for the majority of this feud, and Drew made this something extremely interesting. So very unprecedented in a lot of ways, and the payoff was great when that Hell in a Cell match and Ultimate. So it's a lot to live up to, but I think they can do some justice, Punk and Sammy, and I think Sammy further hit that point home in his promo with Seth later on in the night. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, so then we got that segment. Seth, does a good job, I think, here, but I'm kind of just over the outfits, man. Doesn't, but you know what? I will say too, I think we're gonna get a Seth heel turn here. He's just, and Sammy foreshadowed a little bit of this when it came to, hey, you're reminding me of Drew, and he is like, he's very becoming obsessed with CM Punk, and who also was obsessed with CM Punk, but Drew McIntyre. So if that's a ghost from his past that's haunting him and stuff like that, Sammy and Seth ended on amicable terms here. But yeah, I think it's a little teaser for Seth turning heel, and thought it was great. Yeah, Triple E puts it great here. Punk is Eminem, Seth is Stan. It's great. It's great. Uh, let's see. Jeroy J says, "Love it. Felt like a fresh match. The shenanigans was unfortunately unexpected." Is that in regards to what are you referring to here, Jeroy J? Was it the Seth and Punk? Let me know. Uh, but yeah, how is Seth gonna be a heel? I mean, he's better in that role. I just think. Live in Dakota. Okay, thank you, Live in Dakota. Yeah, the shenanigans is great mixing with all that stuff. I agree, and just kind of blended all the storylines together because you got Rhea still vying for that championship, and then you got the Damage Control all being in that mix with Judgment Day. I agree with you. I agree. Um, what was I gonna say? I did just, but yeah, Seth and Punk, I think could be a fun little thing. It's yeah, they could capture some pretty cool stuff, I think, with this one, and ultimately they can, I think, have a good match together too. So interesting to see where that goes. Um, let's see if I want to touch upon anything else here. No, so we had the Lyra Valkyria, Zelina Vega, and Ivy Nile. A triple threat match to advance in the tournament for the Intercontinental Championship, the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And Lyra Valkyria gets the win. I like it. I think Lyra Valkyria is, like I said yesterday, I think she is a talent that you could kind of hone into a great baby face. She's got good facials for a baby face. And, she got the pinfall on Ivy Nile. And it was pretty definitive because Ivy got uh, Code Red by Zelina. And then she got Valkyria's finisher put on her. And then she got pinned. So, hopefully with Gable losing on SmackDown and Nile now losing in the tournament, there's some really motivation to get things cooking with American Made now. Maybe this is going to be something that sparks them up here. I don't want these losses to just be in vain because this faction right now is not feeling as viable as I thought it was going to be. So I hopefully there's going to be a good follow up with these two after the loss, and you can really continue to tell a good story and make these because I was all about Ivy Nile kind of maybe advancing and having her moment where, and I think she would be going. I don't know who'd she be going up against in the tournament. In the bracket. I don't remember how the bracket's laid out, but I think she would have been a good one to advance. But I think Valkyria is also a great one to advance as well. So wasn't too wrong with wasn't too upset with all that stuff. Yeah, Stamps also adds. Stamps also adds. I wish Ivy would have won. Yeah, I think you could have really made a good case for her. So Seth mad because he got left on red. On red. What's that mean? Why am I missing on that, Tony? But Triple E agrees with you, Tony, with the truth. I got left on red. But yeah, I think Ivy would have made a lot of sense, and it would have further helped. Like I said yesterday, I think it would have helped add some packs a punch for American Made because they do need a shot in the arm here when it comes to what they're doing, who they are. And the credibility because they're all credible wrestlers, athletes, and they're not seeming that way right now. So it definitely is kind of like an abrasive thing overall when it comes to how they're being portrayed. I think on television would like to see more from them. All right, hey, maybe one of the definitely a highlight of the show here, and this was well told throughout Raw. We even had a little cameo from Cody Rhodes. Said he was disappointed in what they did, ashamed. They should have told both of them that they should be ashamed of themselves. But hey, immediately when they entered the building, they already set the tone for them. Like Kofi and Xavier try, bumping fists and glad handing and everybody in the back, and nobody wants a piece of them. Like including like backstage people, but then also we get the Alpha Academy not not about what they're doing either. And then you get the cherry on the top with Cody saying, "Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourselves" and stuff like that. And then boom, they come out and they get heat, massive heat, and really, really memorable segment here. For now, Kofi and I'm reading this from Bleacher Report. For now, Kofi and Woods riding a wave of momentum brought to them courtesy of the fans, genuinely angry about their treatment of their friend. Should make for wonderful TV. I completely agree with this take. I believe this is Eric Beeston of Bleacher Report, who I really appreciate. Yes, it is him. He actually won when I had a Dirt Sheet Writers fantasy football pool or fantasy football league. He won it. He was the champ. I sent him a Funko Pop of a wrestler. I can't remember who it was. It was whoever his favorite wrestler was. I sent him a Funko Pop as his trophy. But yeah, this was good. Yeah, fun stuff. Really speaks to what New Day can do. I'm excited to see them in this heel role. They were wearing black. Really, really good stuff. So awesome stuff. And there was New Day sucks chance. So they got it back, baby. They got it back. Hey, so then we closed out the show. Anything goes match. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. You know, I said yesterday how I really hope they protect Raquel Rodriguez, and in certain ways they did. Anything goes in an anything goes match. So I mean, everything is on the table. But they did a nice little chair spot where they made you forget about the chair in the corner, and it ended up costing Raquel, and Rhea got the win. So I'm okay with how they handled this. I am, because I think you can definitely come back to a feud with Rhea and Raquel and not miss a beat and make it captivating and make it really, really intriguing. So, yeah, but that was Raw. And I thought it was a good show. I did. I don't think it was necessarily like, whoa, like, oh my gosh, what we got last week or what we might get in the weeks to come, but should be fun. Like I did vaguely kind of mentioned this, but they set up Sammy and Drew at Saturday Night's Main Event. Kind of shocked that they did this quickly. I thought maybe that they would string this out and make this a feud that goes over the course of, and maybe they still will, but I'm surprised they're having a match already, you know. But it's going down Saturday Night's Main Event. Should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. You know, this is something that I would love to be at Madison Square Garden, New York City. I'm going to be there next year, like I said, but it should be a pretty fun show. And I think I'm all about nostalgia. Look at all the crap I got behind me. I got Beetlejuice up there. I got the Razor Ramon Intercontinental Championship right there. Mario Lemieux bobblehead. Bret Hart Simpsons figure. So Reggie Dunlop. Look at this. I will put my degenerate brother Marcus over real quick. Jeez, I can't. So this is starting lineup. Okay, starting lineup. Before Marcus dabbled into pro wrestling, he did a really cool side hustle where he would redo starting lineup figures, modernize them, and he had clients that would buy from him. And so Marcus would be really particular and do great artwork when it came to starting lineup figures. So he would buy the bodies on eBay, he would buy heads on eBay of starting lineup figures and mix and match them and put them together and then paint them and touch them up. So this is super cool. Okay, are you guys fans of Slapshot, the movie Slapshot, 1977? Paul Newman. Well, look at what Marcus made for me one time. Paul Newman, Slapshot, Reggie Dunlop, starting lineup figure. Boom. One of my coolest pieces. I'm so sad that Marcus has such an ego now. I've invited him on the show here to address what he did, his actions and stuff like that. He turned me down. And that's the shoot. He turned me down. So how dare he? But hey, thanks for this sweet Reggie Dunlop starting lineup figure. So yeah, I'm all about nostalgia. So Saturday Night's Main Event will, I'm sure, satiate that feel and love I have for nostalgia. So should be fun stuff. Wow, look at this. Coach Rosie, Marcus is a stud. I'm a fan of your brother, not you, Dom. Wow, what a heel turn. My goodness. So there we go. Let's see. Let's check the wrestling news cycle here. See if there's anything we want to touch upon here that I want to do before I close out. Oh, yeah, I guess I should talk about, yesterday. Completely, forgot to talk about the All In thing, the All In, event. Big announcements made. Bryan Danielson made his return with a new haircut, short, back to the short hair. Like the look on him. Uh, felt felt like what they're trying to touch upon when the AEW started. It took me back to the ticket announcement party in Las Vegas back in 20 gosh, was it 2019? Yeah, it was February 2019 for the Double or Nothing ticket announcement party, and then they had those kind of things. This felt like what they were trying to recapture here, and so they had the heavy hitters out there. They had Bryan Danielson, they had Sting, they had Big Boom, AJ. He was there making the appearance. Just all the stars were there, and Tony was there and made the announcements too of what's to come. Conrad, obviously of ad free shows here, made the announcement. Starcast will be going to Dallas in July. July 10th, is that when that weekend's happening? I know it's that weekend, and pretty awesome. Starcast. Has anybody been to a Starcast? I know Coach Rosie has here, but has anybody else in the chat been to Starcast? They are a blast. The, forever. I would not be where I'm at today if it wasn't for Starcast, and that's a fact. I became friends with Conrad through Starcast. I went and interviewed him at Star. So I went to all the. I was at the first 5 Starcasts. I was at all the Starcasts, and then 6 was where? Is this Starcast 7 or 6? Why am I blanking on all this? Yeah, this is Starcast. This is Starcast 7. I've been at all the Starcasts. I haven't missed one. And this one's like, so I went to the first one and the second one, and I believe I interviewed Conrad a couple times before that. But Starcast 3 is when I got there early. I was in Chicago, Schaumburg, Illinois, and I remember Conrad was just sitting at the table in the lobby of the hotel working on stuff with Tony Schiavone was there, Chris McDonald, shout out to him, who he made the intro to Rumor and Innuendo here. Shout out to Dave Silva. He was there as well. But I interviewed Conrad for WrestleZone. And then I just had time to kill. And I was kind of walking around. And this is a funny story. I'm like walking down the hallway of the hotel there. And Tony Schiavone's there. And he's walking in his socks. He's like, I'm like, hey, Tony. And he's like, hey. And he's just looking for Conrad. But I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, they're just in that closet over there in the green room. And I was like, oh, okay. Lo and behold, I walk in there and there they all sitting there and there. And I just make myself at home. I squatted in there and did my WrestleZone job while I was in there and chopped it up with everybody there. And so we struck up a friendship, and that's kind of how it came to be. So Starcast is really, really important to me. I think I really appreciate what it's done for pro wrestling, and really cultivated and really felt like a fresh feel for AEW at the time. Starcast 3 was big on that, got some interviews there. It was right when it was really taking off. And, there was a lot of hope and optimism and everything going on there. Anybody you could think of was there for AEW at the time. And it was cool. It was really, really cool. Hopefully, I really do hope AEW can capture that feeling back. It's going to be tough to do. They're a bigger company. There's a huge roster in comparison to what they had back then. And, their booking and creative decisions have pushed them back a little bit. And, the talent that has come and gone and the talent that hasn't been utilized, it's a reflection that you want to see get improved. So hopefully this does it. Helps with it. If I had to recommend anything to AEW, I would say you have to bring that connection back with the fans, with what they do at these events, because I think it's just a missed opportunity that they haven't been doing in the past few years. Starcast is a great chance for them to do that, but They absolutely need to create that underground connection, and you're not underground anymore, and you have to kind of get away from that. It's not, it can't be about the AEW brand. It cannot be about the letters. It has to be about the stars, and you have to make that, facilitate that relationship with the fans. Starcast is a great way for them to do this. And you have to be accessible, you have to be proactive, you have to be very, pun intended, you have to be all in when it comes to what you're doing with this relationship. And hopefully they can do that here. You know, Conrad does a great job at these Starcasts. The team is awesome. And so I'm excited to see what's to come with all that stuff. Uh, should be. And plus, yeah, all in on Max for free. I'm not sure if it's free. I didn't see that. Um, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Ooh, that'd be cool to get Conrad on here. Maybe I could try to do something at some point here. That'd be neat to get Conrad on it. But yeah, it's it's a step in the right direction. But AW's got to dot their I's and cross their T's here when it comes to everything. They have to. They have to. I understand, you know, all companies grow and get bigger and everything like that, but um, you want this to feel grassroots. You think about the political landscape. I mean, back in 2016, there was that really upswell for Bernie Sanders, and a lot of people. It was grassroots built, that campaign and everything like that, and there was a reason for that. Now, AEW has to kind of peel back maybe some of the bubble that they've put themselves in, and completely go and just embrace, whether it's fans, media, anything like that. They just have to be more of an open book again when it comes to, hey, what can we do, and have conversations and things like that. Now, I know that creates some chances and opportunities for things to be said, certain aspects like that. But you know, you have to put your trust in some of your talent to say the right things, but in the same turn, you have to do a lot of this stuff. WE in transit, I mean, in comparison, has done a better job at being more accessible and stuff like that when it comes to media. You look at what they've done with the press conferences and media access with some of the stuff, and but they're still a bigger name and a bigger brand, and everything like that. So good opportunity here for AEW. Hopefully, we can see a great relationship continue to go here between Starcast, AEW, and All In ultimately, and make this feel like a big deal. Having Brian Danielson be there felt like a big deal. So good move on their part. Good move to have Sting there. So fun stuff. But yeah, that'll do it for me today. Do want to, if you do have questions, get them in here real quick. I do have to do a little ad read. So let me bring that up. I like how I'm very unprepared for this, but as I type this out, let's talk about RVD. You can check out One of a Kind with RVD right now. New episode is up and cooking. Rob talks about Jesse Ventura, Saturday night's main event. He talks about the WLFG program. He's meant to talk about that. I'll talk about that tomorrow too with my AEW Dynamite preview. But the talks about a lot of different things. And so check that out. You can go to rvdtv.com. Check out that new episode right now. There'll be more clips coming up for that episode too that you'll be able to check out and watch. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, get the word out about that. Also want to put over Robert's event here. Where's this at here? Like I said too, if you guys have questions real quick, get them in the chat and I'll be sure to answer them before I close out the show. I don't mind going a little over here, obviously. But Robert's, got to remember, Boca Raton Championship Wrestling. It is going to be December 15th. There will be a 5 p.m. meet and greet with QT Marshall. It's the Festival of Fights. QT Marshall will be taking on MJF in the main event here. But it's at the VIP Ballroom at CBI, 2200 Yamamoto Road, Boca Raton, Florida. If you bring an unwrapped toy or a $20 donation to Robert's Daughters charity, Smushy Squishies, you can meet and greet with QT Marshall, Mr. Doom, Big Doom. Is that what he's calling himself? But like what QT Marshall's doing. So if you're in that area, check it out. Boca Raton Championship Wrestling, I heard about before even Robert. I knew Robert was a part of it. It's a really, really well-ran promotion. So be sure to check it out if you're down in that area. And support Robert, support the charity, his daughter's charity, and make stuff happen with that. But when you go to pro wrestling shows, you always want to be sure that you smell good. And who's going to help you with that? But Mando. Mando is one of my favorite sponsors we've ever had because they do great job with what their products. Mando, they got the deodorant stick, they got the bar of soap, they got the cream, they got the body wash. You can get all this kind of stuff. And a big fan, like I've said before, of the Mount Fuji scent. It is really, really great. It's not overpowering. It's not like you sprayed yourself with Axe body spray. It's just hits the right note for you, and it'll make you feel confident going out there at these wrestling shows. And you separate yourself from the rest of those stinky fans at the show. So, Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. Yeah, it is. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, like I said, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes. I recommend, if you can, that you get the bar of soap. I really like the bar of soap, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack, and use code RUMOR. That's code RUMOR at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show, Rumor and Innuendo, and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. Man, that's good attitude. I like it. I feel great. Dre Owen says, Serena Deeb wants a women's Continental Classic. So with now Robert doesn't really care about Serena Deeb. I like her a lot. I think that there's a lot of stuff they could have done with her and they haven't done with her. But it's just so many of these talents is you see them for 1 week, 2 weeks, they name your weeks, and then they're gone, and you don't see them. So Serena Deeb, as well as many others, have fell victim to that. So it's tough. I do not think, though, the AW Continental Classic is already overwhelming when it comes to what they're doing with the product, things like that. They're trying to keep track of like the point system and the rankings and who's fighting who and the leagues, and just a lot to take in. So I think, though, that I don't think it would benefit the product overall if you were to do 2 Continental Classics. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It would be interesting, though, if they did something where it's just like you have an Owen Hart Cup, then you have the Continental Classic, and then try to delineate, maybe have the women's do the Owen Hart Cup 1 year, and then the next year they do the Continental Classic, and then vice versa with the men's. Find something to make the division stand out from what WWE is doing. Tough to do in this landscape of things. Understand that for sure, but get your creative minds together and figure something out. But the tourney is not that hard at all. I just don't think overall it's good for the product to have that. You want to make it feel significant, and there's not an incentive to make this all feel significant. Ultimately, the Continental Classic, we're getting these amazing matches with it, but what's the grand prize here? The Continental Championship. Okada has that, and we've never seen him really defend that too often, and it doesn't feel like a title, really. It does. You have the International Championship, who I don't even know who holds that right now. Who holds that right now? Who holds the International Championship right now? Oh, Takeshita. Takeshita does. But so it's just like there's not the matches are cool. I would ultimately like to see this as the winner get a world title shot instead of this championship nobody really cares about. But so but that's on AEW to do that stuff. So yeah. That's it though, guys. Tomorrow I'll be back. Maybe I'll try to get a guest on here. I did try to get a guest on here today. My brother, he turned it down. But maybe we'll try to get somebody on here. We'll see. But at some point this week, I will have a guest on here. But it's always fun chopping up with you guys, and you guys are kind of my guest co-hosts. The chat is so I appreciate everybody chiming in here. So, but yes, be sure to check out rvdtv.com. Check out the new episode up now. We talk, like I said, Jesse Ventura, lots of different things. So fun episode with Rob. Newsworthy one too, I'd say. In addition, check out, we're going live. It's Super Tuesday on OneTrueSportTV.com. That means 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, it's just going to be me and Magnum TA one-on-one to chat about the wrestling news, take your questions. So you can go OneTrueSportTV.com, tune in live, ask Magnum a question, interact with me and Magnum. We'll have a good time there. Should be a fun show. Want to send my best to Greg Gagne too right now. We'll more details on that later on. But also after that though, 6 p.m. you're going to get another dose of Arn Anderson. Him and Paul Bromwell are doing the episode early. They would typically do it a week from now, but due to the holiday season coming up, they decided to squeeze one in right now and get ahead of the game. So you can tune in live with them, interact with Arn. You can ask Arn almost anything today. So 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to get a double dose of some classic legendary wrestlers going down. So help out the show. You tune in OneTrueSportTV.com. Yes, but fun stuff here today. Appreciate everybody tuning in and like to Troy J says, must be nice to turn that a huge payday you offer him. Oh, yeah, I'm not paying my brother. Screw that. Yeah, hot dog and a handshake for him. That's it. All right, I'm going to have a hot dog. I'm going to shake my own hand, and I'll see you tomorrow here on Rumor and Innuendo. Glengarry Glen Ross, David Mamet for life.